Yo, it's your boy A6. I had a before I even get into the Kendrick Lamar and LeBron stuff, I just want to say, this YouTube channel, I'm going in multiple different directions. So stick with me. I'm gonna have a lot of different kinds of videos. None of them are necessarily gonna be in particular. Like for instance, I might make some videos about a TV show. Then the next video it might be something personal, story time, something like that. But I just wanted to let y'all know that, just to be aware of it, just in case like y'all notice that I'm not consistently posting the same thing over and over again. It's because I don't want my channel to be like that. Like yeah, my channel it might grow a lot slower because I'm doing this. I'm just gonna stick it to this route because this is my personal channel. If I decide to make another channel to do other things, I'll deal with that later. But as of right now, I'm just gonna do all different directions. I'm not making any money, really, so I'm not really tripping. I'll just make whatever I want. Now, when I start making money, things might change a little bit. We'll have to see. But yeah, I just want to let y'all know that before I get into this video. Okay, now we got to talk about that Kendrick song, Euphoria. That's the name of the song. Uh, yeah, let's just say it's over for Drake. Like that, this. I'm not saying this as a Kendrick fan. I'm just saying this as honest. Like the stuff that he was saying to Drake, like, like Kendrick he had a verse like where he literally says like he was talking about his son, how he has the son to raise something that like he basically said, Drake, you don't raise your son, I raise mine, that's the difference between us. And I was like, that's kind of crazy. Now, not only was the song good because of that, I mean Kendrick had a lot of bars, but I mean the thing I really want to talk about with this is what, like, is this, are they just gonna keep dropping songs going after each other or what? I don't know. I mean, honestly, I will say with this beef, this is more on the serious side. It's not like the other beefs that'll last like a week and then you just never hear from it again. Because I think a lot of it is just boosting music ratings. I think Kendrick actually dropped this though because he actually felt that way about Drake. Like I genuinely think him and Drake, they won't, like, you can't put them both in the same room. Like Kendrick really does not like Drake, and I don't blame him because I was like, Drake is kind of a phony. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a big Drake fan because I'm like, dude, this dude got a song called "Started from the Bottom" when he ain't never been at the bottom. Bro was on Degrassi before he even made music. He was doing live TV shows. Like I mean, he literally grew up on some child. That's my thing with it is I'm like, bro, what are you talking about, Drake? You never was at the bottom. You had everything handed to you. Your mom was Jewish. Your dad is a black man. You try to be like everybody in America, all the American black men. But I mean, I got nothing against you being black, because I mean, your father's black. You are black. But my thing is, don't come up with this narrative that you didn't have nothing growing up, bro. You grew up nice. Your childhood is not like the typical black American's childhood. Don't act like it. Like I mean, that's my thing with it. I had to say that because I'm like, all right, this dude is just straight up capping, bro. Like a lot of that music is cap. Now with Kendrick, I will say Kendrick did go in on him. Probably went a little too hard on him, but I mean I understand. Like that's just the way it is. That's some beefs just they like that. And I mean, unfortunately, Drake got hit with that shit. But yeah, with this beef stuff though, one thing I will say, I think it's time we consider putting Kendrick and Cole as the two greatest. Like they need to be on the Mount Rushmore for rap. I'm be honest. Like especially Kendrick, because I mean I think this dude might be the greatest lyricist of all time. People might say that's a hot take. I mean the dude is that good, man. Like I mean Kendrick, I was like he's a little different. He has his own style. He's not like every other rapper. I was like he's not out in the media. He doesn't really care about the fame. I mean him and J. Cole, they're so similar, but they just have different styles about them. Like for instance, J. Cole is more of a rapper with he might have a little better flow, but I think Kendrick is just a way better lyricist. But I think as far as both of them, like both of these guys, there's not a rapper in the game probably ever that was as talented as these two. As far as what they can do, I think the closest one to them, in my personal opinion, I would say Kanye, and that's because he produces his stuff and he's the actual music mastermind. I think he's at a different level when it comes to overall. Like him and Jay-Z, they do that. But with this dude, like these two dudes, like, but I mean, especially Kendrick, it's just he's just different. I think he might be the greatest rapper ever. And I mean, I think it's time that we start considering that. Because I mean, the dude can drop multi-platinum albums whenever he wants. Like, I mean, you see what he did with Damn. Not only Damn, but Good Kid, Mad City. I mean, dude, these albums are forever classics. And hell, I think Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers and How to Pimp a Butterfly are great albums. It's just the thing with those; those aren't going to be publicly liked because of the stuff he talks about. Like for instance, with it's like with To Pimp a Butterfly, he talked about the black experience in America, and then with what's that one, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, he got personal with it, and people are just like, okay, like some stuff people should know. And I mean, I get that some people ain't gonna like personal stuff, but I mean, Kendrick, he did his thing, and I mean, this guy should be considered the GOAT. And I mean, honestly, the way you old heads look at Pac, that's how y'all really should look at Kendrick. Pac, he didn't really get a real rap career. He was too young. The man passed away at like 26. Biggie passed away at like 25. I was like, Biggie didn't even drop an album yet. Pac had he dropped a couple albums, but they weren't the same as what people look at them today as. I mean, they were great albums, don't get it twisted. Like, I don't want to make it seem like Pac ain't him. Pac was definitely him. It's just the eras. It's a different era, and the guys coming out now, a lot of these guys just as good as those old guys way back in the day. Now, I'm not saying these guys, every single one of them, like, obviously, I don't think Drake is nearly a lyricist as any of these dudes. That's why I don't get why Drake, why don't he, Drake, if I was Drake, I wouldn't even come out with a diss. There's no point, because I'm like, dude, Kendrick is going to body you. Like, Kendrick is just a much better lyricist than you'll ever be. And I mean, I hate to be that guy, but he just is. I mean, sometimes it comes to a point where we just got to be honest with ourselves. Why? Why is this going on? Like, why? Like, I'm like, Drake, I know you tried to apologize and you tried to end it. Kendrick ain't going. And this is why I say you don't cause problems with legends. Because this is what happens. Okay. I ain't gonna be crazy to say this. I'm not gonna go out on a limb, but I'm gonna go ahead and just say it. LeBron is definitely leaving the Lakers. And if I'm Bron, that's what I would do. They suck. I mean, the man had no help. Look at the last game. He's the only guy on his team in the last game that scored 20 points or more. He scored 30. It was a 32. I think it was either 30 or 32. I don't know. But I just know he did what he was supposed to do. Anthony Davis got hurt. I don't even think Anthony Davis took a shot in the fourth quarter. Well, besides, like, maybe he shot some free throws, but that's it. I'm like, the Lakers missed a lot of free throws. A lot in that fourth that they needed to make. Like, if they would have made their free throws, they would win the game. But I mean, that's where their problems come in. The Lakers, they got problems that they didn't deal with. Like, one, I will say, I'm gonna cut them some slack. The injuries didn't help them. Like, not having Cam Reddish, it obviously hurt them. Because Cam Reddish was not only, like, he was one of your better defenders. He was one of the better defenders on your team. He was a top 3 defender. Like, after Vanderbilt and AD, I'd say he's right there after those guys. And I mean, honestly, and then the thing with him, with the Nuggets, he wouldn't have been as much of a like, he could have created mismatches, because he would have definitely started. They probably would have had Hachimura come off the bench, and also Christian Wood. Not having Christian Wood, it also hurt them too, because that was bench scoring. The problem with the Lakers that they really had in this playoff series, they had no bench. Torian Prince was scoring all their points off their bench. Everybody else was just clank, clank, clank. Everybody else was just out there. And I'm like, this is their problem. So I was like, the thing, I don't get why they let go of JaVale McGee and what's that guy's name? Dwight Howard. I was like, if you would have kept one of them dudes, just one of them, it would have helped you out so much in this series, because AD could have got the rest. He wouldn't have to grab 20 plus rebounds a night. AD was grabbing 20 plus. He was pretty much averaging 20 rebounds a game. AD shouldn't have to be in the whole game. Him and LeBron, they had to play so much because they had no bench. And I'm like, this is where my problems come in. Is all they had to do, make one adjustment. That's all they had to do. Like, Like, just get those guys to give them scoring. And that's why I say with Cam Reddish, people don't understand the value that he had. You could throw him in your starting lineup. He can guard the 1 through 4. He could have guarded anybody they needed him to guard. He would have probably been guarding Jamal Murray, though. And you could take D'Lo out and then keep Hachimura, Austin Reeves, and then let D'Lo and them come off the bench. Him, Christian Wood, and Taurean Prince off the bench. Just think about how much better their scoring would have been. The Lakers would have been at least able to keep, like, probably win. They would at least won 3 or maybe 3 games. I think if the Lakers win 3, though, they're going to win 4. Because I was like, LeBron, if they would have went to Game 7, I'm not betting against LeBron in Game 7. I'm sorry. I think the Nuggets are a good team. I don't think they're as good as everybody's hyping them up to be. Like, do I think they're going to be repeating championships? No, I don't. I think Minnesota and OKC, especially Minnesota, I think Minnesota really give them issues because with them, not only do they have the offense, they have the defense. Like with Anthony Edwards is going to be a problem. But, I mean, I think Jamal Murray could probably match him, but he's going to have to play better than what he did against the Lakers. Because, I mean, his Lakers, he played great, but his field goal, he's going to have to shoot it around 50% playing against T-Wolves. And plus, I was like, with Jokic ain't going to be able to dominate the T-Wolves like he was able to do with the Lakers. Because I was like, a lot of the stuff he was doing against the Lakers was because Anthony Davis was just straight up being soft. Like, I'm like, Anthony Davis, you should be the best player on the court. You're the most talented player on the court. What are you doing? And that's my thing with Anthony Davis is I was like, with him, he rebounds his butt off. He blocks shots, but when it comes to the offensive side, some games he'll give you more and some games he won't give you anything. Like, but I'm not really going to get into this 80s stuff because Anthony Davis stuff, it's not important. I'm just going to continue to talk about LeBron. And my thing is, it's kind of like with all these Jordan fans, I want to call them out because they're over here talking about, oh, he's your GOAT. He lost this, he lost that. He'll never be Michael Jordan. And I'm like, my thing with that is sometimes old heads got to understand LeBron is the best basketball player to ever play the game. I hate to be that guy. He is. And a lot of you old heads don't want to admit it. Y'all have some type of hatred for this dude. And I'm like, can y'all just not accept that there are guys that come in that are going to be better than the last generation? I mean, we just have to be honest. If you look at the old NBA, the skill sets them dudes had, it's not even close to what these guys have. Like I'm like, Michael Jordan couldn't even go left when he first got in the league. Like that's how much different the skill set is. And I'm like, dude, this dude, he's played 21 seasons straight. He's arguably he's been one of the best players almost every single year of that. Probably the only year he wasn't really his rookie year, and even then he was one of the better players in the league. I'd say he was still probably a top 10 player in the league. He was averaging 21. Like, I mean, LeBron was elite. Like, LeBron has always been elite. Like, there's no question. Even LeBron now, I can make an argument he's still a top 5. Honestly, you could really make an argument he might be the best. Because, I mean, shoot, last year I'm pretty sure the NBA players did a vote and they said that he was the best player in the league. But, I mean, that's neither here nor there. My thing is what I don't like is this narrative that LeBron can no longer be the GOAT because he lost. Like, I'm like, if old heads are going to say that, I'll ask them this one question. If you're a Jordan fan, I'm going to ask you this one question. What would LeBron have to do in your eyes to pass Michael Jordan? If your answer is go 6-0 in the finals, or if you can't, your opinion no longer matters. It really doesn't, because you completely disqualify. Like, I'm like, that's the thing is I'm like, with this, if you want to say LeBron ain't the GOAT because Jordan did this, Jordan did that, that's one thing. But if your argument is that he can never surpass Jordan, your argument is dead. It's honestly dead. But, I mean, that's neither here nor there. But, yeah, that's all I wanted to say for this video. Please like, comment, subscribe. It's your boy A6. And, yeah. Had a lot of fun making this. I'm probably going to make some more videos like this. I wasn't expecting to do Kendrick and LeBron together. I just ended up doing it because I'm like, you know what? Kendrick just dropped this song, and LeBron is LeBron. Like, I mean, I had to talk about it. I wanted to talk about it last night, but I never got a chance to. So I'm just going to call it like it is today.